In this video, we're going to talk all about the concept of buying points as a way to boost your points balance or to book flights for a really big discount. Did you know that you can buy points on sale and save a ton of money on travel? I'm going to talk you through a few different programs here, show you what to look out for, give you some basic math, and so on. Now, one caveat here is I would highly caution you against buying points unless you know that you're going to spend them. The reason is most of these points programs, the points will expire after like a year of no use. So if you buy a bunch of points and then can't figure out how to use them, then you're just throwing money away. However, if you are going to put them to good use, you can save a lot of money on flights, especially if we're talking about flying in premium cabins like business and first class. And let's jump into that and what to look out for. Now, first word of advice, don't always buy the points. We've got to do the math and make sure it's a good deal. What we're looking for is we're looking for bonus offers and sales. We want to get the value of the point down to like around 1.3, 1.4 cents per point. Essentially what that means is if you're going to buy 100,000 points, you're going to want to spend like $1,300, $1,400. That's a pretty good deal. Most of the time, that's not going to be the case. We're going to look for times when these points programs have a special offer. And it looks like I found one right now from Avianca Life Miles in my account. So they're offering a deal of 150 or 160% more points. I think this is going to bring us pretty close to what we're looking for. So let's take a look. Typically, once you're logged into your account on any of these websites, there's going to be somewhere in there where you can actually purchase points to either top up your account or just get an infusion of a bunch of points. There's going to be a limit on this. For example, I think with Air Canada, they might allow you to buy like up to 500,000 points in a year. That doesn't include the bonus, so you might still be able to get 1 million points in a year that you purchase. But let's take a look at what Life Miles has here. So typically you're going to get a better bonus if you buy more points. I'm going to look at this one here. It seems that if you buy 36,000 points for the regular price, which we would never do, we're going to get 57,600 points bonus. So if we do the math here, $1,188 is going to get us 93,600 points. So if I take $1,188 and divide that by 93,600, that works out to 1.26 cents per point, and that is exactly what we're looking for. That 93,000, that's going to be more than enough points to do one-way flight in Lufthansa first class. You're still going to have to pay about $100 of taxes. You're going to have to find availability on that flight, which is going to be very limited, and it's going to be best to find last minute. More on that a little bit later in the course. But these are some really great ways you can either top off the balance if you don't have enough points in your credit cards, or if you're just looking to get a great flight and not pay the regular price, here's a great hack for you. I think out of everything I'm going to show you, Air Canada has my favorite points program because they're so versatile. You can use them for United Airlines. They're really active within the Star Alliance program, so it seems that you can book them for even more flights than what you can book Life Miles for. And I'm going to go into buy, donate, and more here. And again, we're going to look at buying points, so let's learn more about that. We want to buy points for ourselves. And then it's going to have you sign into your account. All right, here we go. And it looks like they have an 85% bonus offer as well. So let's see how much that works out to. If I want to buy 50,000 points, I'll get some bonus points of 42,500. What we're actually going to do is we're going to take 1,750 Canadian dollars and figure out how much that's worth in US dollars. Currently, that's 1,280 US dollars. So I'm going to take 1,280 US dollars and divide that by the 92,500 points. And that works out to 1.38 cents per point. And that's a really good deal. As I'm doing this course right now is a great time to buy Air Canada points. But maybe it's not when you're watching this, so just hold on. They do these a couple times throughout the year. A couple other programs that are going to be worth it is going to be the Flying Blue program. This is both KLM and Air France. It's going to be part of the Sky team. They're a Delta partner. This is also going to be the cheapest way to use points to get to Europe because they're as low as 50,000 points one way from anywhere in the US to most European destinations if you connect through their hubs in either Paris or Amsterdam. And beyond that, they both offer a really great product, and there's not too high of a surcharge or fees. So you're probably looking at maybe like a $250 surcharge heading to Europe and about $350 coming back. That'll include all your taxes as well. So compared to some other airlines like British Airways and Virgin Atlantic, that's going to be relatively low. Now we'll take a look here. If I want to buy 50,000 miles, there's no bonus. It's going to be $1,220 US. That's not going to be a good deal. But if we're a member of their program, we're probably going to get an email when they do offer a sale. So again, it definitely pays to check out those emails. We'll go over to Virgin Atlantic and we'll see how much they're offering points for. Now, the one thing I would caution you with Virgin points is that these points typically come with really high surcharges for flights. Anything through the UK is notorious for that, so whether it be Virgin Atlantic or British Airways, plan on seeing ridiculous surcharges for premium flights. Some of these could be as much as $1,000 one way, so definitely keep an eye on that versus flying with like a US airline. On United Airlines, they might just charge you the $5.60 tax when you're leaving the US to head to Europe. Well, with Virgin, they might charge you like $990, so it's insane. But you still may want to do it because I've flown Virgin Atlantic coming back from London, and it's a really cool experience. They offer a really cool clubhouse lounge, just some like really quirky service. But let's take a look. If we want to buy Virgin points, what are they offering us? Well, the same 50,000 Virgin points, $1,250. There's no bonus going on right now. So not a good time to buy the Virgin points, but at least now you know how. Finally, it's going to be British Airways Avios points. Those can also be valuable on occasion because you can use them for some of their partners, like American Airlines, for example. We've used British Airways Avios to fly on Iberia, which is part of the same airline group. And those taxes were only like $100 one way, so that was a great deal. And I think it was only 50,000 points from Madrid to Boston. Let's check this out. We're going to top up our account here, and we're just going to do 50,000 like everywhere else. And we can see here that's, oh, they even give you the amount. So they're telling you right here, it's 2.3 cents per point. That is too much. We're looking for around 1.3 cents. Again, every once in a while, they're going to offer a bonus here where it's going to be a better deal to do it. And for a lot of us, British Airways Avios points are very valuable. So definitely keep an eye out on that as well. So now that we boosted our points balance by buying points, we want to talk a little bit later on about how to spend them, which is the fun part. So we'll get more into that later in the course. Now, I'll give you an example of a time where I bought points. I wanted to fly Lufthansa business class because they are known for doing a Christmas goose during the December holiday season. And I was heading over to Europe. At that point, my American Express points balance was a little bit low, and I had some other flights that I wanted to plan as well. So what I did is I actually just bought straight out the points that I needed for that flight. It worked out to under $1,000 one way for a business class seat, which if you've ever tried to price a one-way business class flight to Europe, it's going to be a lot more than that typically. And I had a great time, made a great review of it. You can see the review, I'll link that below as well. But that's one time where I actually bought points. Sometimes where you just come up like a couple thousand points short in your balance. And maybe at that point, you do just pay the full price for those points because you need them. And, maybe buying like 5,000 points at a premium price isn't such a big deal. But if you want to like really stock up on points, I know there are people that review travel experiences for a living, and they'll buy like 1,000,000 points at a time because it's absolutely the cheapest way to fly in premium cabins. Once again, when you're purchasing points, just really keep in mind the value of those points. Look out for those sales. Keep an eye on the programs that I listed. Sometimes there are programs that will offer points at even a lower price. I'll give you an example. Recently, I saw that Finnair was selling points for under 1 cent per point. But when I went through their website and tried to search for business class award flights, there were none. There was only economy class. So in that case, like for me, buying those points wouldn't be worth it because there's not something that I'm actually going to use them for. If you're going to purchase points, either just know that program so well that know you're going to get the value out of it and use it regularly. Like, for example, with Air Canada, I know that if I bought a ton of Air Canada points, I could easily get the value out of them because it's a great program with great redemption rates, especially on partner airlines like United, for example. There's other points that, maybe you're not going to get so much value out of. So that's a very personal decision. And if you want to purchase points, that is totally up to you. Just do it at your own risk and just do it with good education. And hopefully you've learned a little bit more from this video. And in terms of those sales that I mentioned, a lot of times, once again, you will see them around the holidays. So November is when they typically start to pick up, and we'll see a lot more of these bonus offers if you buy a bunch of points. Again, they will typically limit how many points you can buy in a year, and each program is going to be different. It might be anywhere from like 200,000 points up to 1 million or so. Most often those points will expire, and you'll typically have a year or so where if there's no activity in the account, bye-bye points. So we don't want that to happen, which again is why I only recommend purchasing the points once you've already established that there's a flight you want to use them for. Finally, I will warn you that when you purchase points, it may take a day or two before they're ready in your account. So if you're looking at booking a flight that's only got like 1 seat left, I would call the airline, because a lot of times they can place a courtesy hold on that flight for you, and you may otherwise run the risk of going to book the flight and like, whoops, it's gone. So if you have some flexibility in your travel plans, not such a big deal. But if you're regulated to like a certain window of vacation time, that can be a big problem. Now get ready for the most exciting part of your points and miles journey, spending them. Learn how to make the most of your points when it comes to booking flights, accommodations, and other rewards, and how to turn your dream adventures into reality. You definitely don't want to miss out on the thrill of spending points to unlock unforgettable and incredible travel experiences.